Finding Nemo. This is a short story from Disney Finding Nemo. Nemo was a little clownfish who lived a quiet life with his dad, Marlin, on the Great Barrier Reef. Nemo longed for adventure, but Marlin worried about the dangers in the ocean. He barely let Nemo out of his sight. On the first day of school, Marlin overheard Nemo and his new friends daring each other to swim out over a steep cliff. "Come on, Nemo, how far can you go?" his friend shouted. Marlin panicked and said, "Nemo, you know you can't swim well." Nemo replied, "I can swim fine, Dad, okay?" Nemo darted up towards the boat on the surface. As Nemo swam, a diver appeared behind him. The diver pulled out a net and caught Nemo. Then he returned to his boat and sped off, accidentally knocking one of his masks overboard. Marlin chased after the boat, but it was too fast. Marlin soon bumped into a balloon tagfish named Dory who offered to help. "I seen that boat and it went this way. Follow me," Dory said. When Marlin followed Dory whirled around, Marlin started following Dory when suddenly Dory said, "Stop following me." On this, Marlin said, "You promised me to show the way where the boat went." Dory looked surprised, then shook her head sadly and told him that she has been suffering from short-term memory loss. Figuring Dory could not help him, Marlin turned to leave and found himself face to face with Shark. The shark invited Dory and Marlin to get together in an old sinking ship. Inside the ship were two other sharks, and together they pledged, "Fish are friends, not food." As they spoke, Marlin looked up and saw the diver mask. Dory noticed some writing on the crab. It might be a clue to help them in finding Nemo. Marlin and Dory quickly left the party carrying the mask. Miles away, Nemo had been taken to the dentist office. A goofy gang of tropical fish lived there. The fish and their friends Nigel, a penkling, passed the time by watching the dentist work. That night, Nemo learned that he would be given to Darla, the dentist's niece. The Tang gang warned him that Darla fish never lived for very long. Their leader Gil took charge and said, "We will going to help him escape." Gil explained that if someone could jam the water filter, dentists would take the fish out of the tank to clean it. When he put the fish in the plastic bags, they could escape by rolling out the window and into the harbor. But who would be brave enough to break the dangerous filter? Deep in the ocean, Dory and Marlin were in the dark canyon. Marlin struggled to hold on the lighted antenna of dangerous anglerfish so that Dory could read what was written on the mask. "P. Sherman, 42, Wallaby Way, Sydney," she read. Marlin and Dory headed to Sydney. Suddenly, Dory bumped into a teeny tiny jellyfish called Squishy, but she was not alone. Soon they were surrounded by entire forest of deadly jellyfish. The jellyfish stung Dory and Marlin too, making them feel weak and tired. As the ocean faded around him, the last thing Marlin saw was the shadow of the giant sea turtle. When the Marlin woke up, he was lying on the sea turtle shell. The turtle introduced himself, "Dude name's Crush." Marlin told Crush and his son Squad the story of a search for Nemo. Squad told a story to the lobster told a dolphin, and soon the news spread all the way to Sydney. When Nigel the penciler heard it, Nigel sped off to the dentist office to tell Nemo, "Your dad fighting the entire ocean looking for you, and the word is heading this way right now to Sydney, said Nigel. Nemo was happy to hear that and realized if he was ever going to get home, he had to be brave. He took a deep breath and carefully jammed a pebble into the tank filter, stopping its swirling blades. Soon the tank would be so dirty. The dentist would have to clean it. But next morning the tank was still clean. The filter had been changed during the night, ruining their escape plan. Then the dentist slipped the net into the water, capturing Nemo. The dentist started to hand Darla the bag, but then he saw Nemo inside, belly up. Nemo winked at his friend. He was only pretending to be dead. The gang cheered and shouted, "He going to get flushed down the toilet. He going to go out of her." Outside Sydney, Marlin and Dory had met Nigel, who flew them straight to dentist office. The penicillin soared inside with the two fish in his beak. Marlin saw Nemo floating upside down in the bag and he thought that his son was dead. Nigel returned to the harbor. He dropped Marlin and Dory into the water. Marlin swam out to sea, leaving Dory. He said, "We were too late. I am going home now." After Marlin left, Nemo swam out of nearby pipe. He had to be flushed. Nemo spotted Dory swimming in the circle and introduced himself. Dory hugged him happily. Nemo and Dory searched for Marlin, spotting him in nearby fishing grounds. Finally, they saw each other. As they swam toward each other, a big net dropped into the water and captured a lot of fish, including Dory. But Nemo knew exactly what to do. Nemo said, "Tell all the fish to sink down together." The fish swam down until the net broke. Everyone was free. Several weeks later, Nemo was back home and ready for school. This time, Marlin was ready too. He knew that his son could take care of himself. Nemo waved as he swam away. He swam back and hugged Marlin and said, "Love you, Dad." Marlin smiled and said, "Love you too, son. Now go. Have an adventure."